GNT show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Star Trek: The Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the GNT show, our continuing mission to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to boldly go where no show has gone before.
Naomi Wildman. I was setting it up. Oh. Welcome to the GNT show, where obviously we have no script.
Yeah, let's just get this puppy started.
As always, the beautiful, the lovely, the high-booted, short-skirted, big-breasted Terry Lynn.
That would be me.
Admiral Shaw.
She's badass.
It's Ceridium.
Good morning. It's Sunday on the GNT show.
You know the worst part of this morning? It's not the getting up early. It's the fact they're making me wear clothes to do the show.
It's time for Coffee Clutch.
Strap on your helmets, boys and girls. It's gonna get rough.
Oh, it's going to be one of those mornings.
Let me put on my seatbelt, my helmet with the little blinky light on top.
For safety.
When we decided we were going to do the GNT show,
Man.
one of the things we said was no standards. GNT show does not go on the air because we're ready. It goes on the air because it's 9 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Mike could have snapped by then and killed us both. Pain sticks for Mike, evidently.
We have our production meetings on the air.
Well, it's the best way to get you to adhere to things.
Yeah, you've now set an expectation. That's the thing about the GNT show is we set no expectations.
I need more coffee.
Wow,
I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to do general news or Star Trek news, and I figured
this is
out.
Terry
Fuck
having
it.
a series of small
It's news.
strokes, actually.
Boy, it doesn't take long for this show to deteriorate,
Go
does it?
straight the fuck downhill.
I don't always podcast, but when I do, I GNT.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the GNT Show, episode 179. I'm Terry Lynn.
And Jolan True coming to you from the Farpoint 2015 convention. This is Gettysburg 7. Hey, cameraman, do me a favor. Zoom in on Terry. Are you wearing chainmail?
Well, it was a gift.
Valentine's Day in your house. Whew. And there he is. Now, what Mikey doesn't realize is before I got on the plane to head out here for Farpoint Convention, at some point during the show today, a trapdoor is going to open and fill his little cubicle there with tribbles.
Oh, joy. At least it's, a snack.
That's Ceridium.
Kapla!
Well, how are things at the Farpoint Convention in Gettysburg?
Oh, they're a lot of fun. Some really good... Oh, dear.
I know.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
That kind of sums up my feelings right now.
The chat room gets us right off the bat, folks.
That's how my morning seems to be going.
Some really good panels yesterday. One with moderated by Bob Greenberger with Aaron Rosenberg and was it Glenn Hoffman, I think, and Kelly Medding about the business of writing.
Oh?
And it was real interesting because for our audience, anyone that wants to be a novelist or something like that, the taxes and all of that, so much fun. So when they were talking the business of writing, they were talking the business of writing.
So, but here's a question. I take it you learned a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
I bet it was, why would anybody do this?
And that's, I think it was Keith DeCanado said, Pete, you're hearing all this and you're thinking, what? No, it was Aaron Rosenberg. Why would you do this?
Yeah.
Because you can't not do it.
Yep.
And it was a real interesting, and talking about LLCs and agents and, somebody like Kelly has a book agent, but somebody like Peter David has an agent for the writing and then an agent for all the other media because Peter David, he's a force of nature.
So he has to pay two people.
Yes. And they even talked about that, is it doing the taxes quarterly versus once a year? All that kind of stuff.
Well, that's interesting. And information that is sorely needed out there, I think, for a lot of people who are just cutting their teeth.
Right. And one of the things they said was, you let's say you get the book deal and you get the advance. Well, as you know, Terry, I know but let's say it's a $20,000 advance.
Right.
Well, you're never going to see a royalty until they get that $20,000 in sales. So you may never, ever see a royalty.
Right, exactly.
And I think it was Keith DeCanado who said he's written 50 books and only one has paid off.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
You mean with a royalty?
And that was,
wow.
I think, a World of Warcraft novel.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So you think about some of those Star Trek books that we love, they've never paid off.
Right. Even the best-selling ones.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So crazy. Well, so how long was that?
That was an hour.
That was an hour.
I also went to the Crazy 8 Press panel, which was so much fun.
Oh, how neat.
That was Peter David, Glenn Hoffman, Bob Greenberger, Michael Jan Friedman, and Aaron Rosenberg talking about Crazy 8 Press and the Kickstarter they have going.
Yes,
for their project that they're working on.
Neat.
Pangea.
I think I've heard about this.
Yeah. So
yeah, Dayton was tweeting about it the other day.
That's it. That's what it was, right?
Yeah, and they mentioned that Dayton and Kevin are also going to have a story in there, and Kelly's going to have a story in there, and it's an anthology set in this, the continent of Pangea, which is basically the Earth's sole continent, had it not broken up into the continents we have now.
Interesting.
And so they have a Kickstarter going for that, and I'm supposed to talk to Aaron Rosenberg later today.
Oh, cool.
And we're going to talk about that, and we're going to also try and set up to get Crazy 8 Press, at least like Bob Greenberger and Michael Jan Friedman and Aaron together all on the show.
Very cool.
To talk about Crazy 8 Press.
Excellent. Thank you.
Because what they've done is kind of made a collective of authors. Guys like Peter David and Bob Greenberger and all of them. There's times where the publishers have their old stuff and they've never done anything with it past the first printing. So like they've been able to get the rights back to some of their old stuff, and they're putting it out again under Crazy 8 Press, as well as the new stuff that they're doing.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very
Tim
interesting.
Russ was here.
Who else? Tim Russ.
Mm-hmm. He did a little song, little singing, little something for the crowd, and then took questions and showed us a music video of Renegades.
Oh.
Like a 2 or 3 minute music video that he directed.
Okay.
Basically, think your music video from the 80s to go with a movie.
Funny. And how was it?
I gotta tell you, the effects are pretty fucking impressive.
Really?
But there was a moment where everything's going on, and then Darnell Davis, the lovely and talented Darnell Davis, shows up on screen, and I just stood up and cheered and got lips. I was like, but that's Darnell!
Darnell! I know that dude. He owes me money.
Yeah. Right. But no, it awesome video. It has not been released yet. That he thinks this is the official one that they're going to release. Pretty high production values, I got to say.
So where are they at in post production? Did he say?
They're still doing the post the effects. The effects. Because like he said, you can do a movie in 12 weeks,
right,
and then 2 years to do the effects.
Right. It takes a long time, which is why so many people are concerned about Star Trek 3, or they're still they're supposed to start filming in April. They're working on the script from what everybody can say. So
so that was fun.
Sorry, I'm laughing at yet another GIF in the
attack parakeet.
The attack parrot. Oh, too cute. Well, who else is at Farpoint this year?
I gotta find his name here.
I saw the Vine you posted of the party last night. That looked cute.
Yeah. Timothy here, so that's kind of cool. The author.
Timothy, what was the last name?
I found the Pangea Kickstarter link.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
It's in the chat room, and it'll be in the show notes.
Nice.
Oh, Colin Ferguson? Is that who it is?
Oh, yeah. From Eureka?
Yeah, he's here.
Cool. Love him. The new Maytag man, too, on top of it.
Yeah. So it's been we have a kind of blizzard going on.
Oh no, is it still snowing out there?
I don't know, because my hotel room is overlooking the atrium.
Oh,
so
okay.
I can't see outside, but like last night when Kelly and I went to dinner, it was a beautiful movie snow falling with no wind, and it was just coming down nice and gentle, and the snow almost looked like the snow that you have with model train sets?
Yes.
That's exactly what it looked like. And when I brushed it off the car, it was like brushing off shredded paper.
Like powder, yeah.
Yeah. So we go into the Italian place, and we have a nice dinner, and we're in there, and we come out, and it's 55-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
Oh.
And I had told her, I'll go get the car, you stay inside. And the wind actually blew me backwards at one point.
Holy moly.
And it was blowing so strong into my face as I walked to the car that I almost vomited. That's how strong it was blowing.
Oh my word. Wow, that's crazy.
And right now it's, 5 degrees. But But it feels like negative 17.
Oh, that's so wrong.
Sure, I got that.
Gotta love wind chill. Oh
Which
my
is nice.
lord. That's kind of a cold day. See, today
The high
30,
today is forecast to be 15.
Okay, see, it's 39 right now for us. And it's supposed to be, 67. Sunny and
Shut your pie hole.
Yeah, well, we need water. You're getting all of the water we really want.
Got your water.
I bet you do. What about you, Mike? What have you been up to this week?
Let's see. I finished editing Tales from the DMZ.
I saw episode 8, right? Is that the one that went out?
Yes, Hostages.
Okay, very cool.
Putting the link in the chat room.
And what else? I know that couldn't have been the only thing you worked on, because you never work on just one project.
Of course not. I also wrote up a little behind the scenes thing on my work on that episode for my blog. So I also put the link there for that. I've been watching the Star Trek Continues Kickstarter in anticipation.
And they made the engineering one, correct?
They also got the planet set. They're working on the 3rd episode now. So they're sitting at 181,000.
Fantastic. So how many days? It's just till Tuesday, right? They only have like 2 days left.
They have 27 hours as of right
goodness.
Now.
All right.
So it's doable. 225,000 is a long way to go, but Kickstarters tend to ramp up towards the end. So
because the word gets out.
Yeah, hopefully we will see a 3rd episode come out of this. Let's see. What else have I done? We had the 2 supplemental logs that we did this week.
That's right. 2 really fun ones.
Yeah, we spoke with Al Rivera on Sunday after the show, and then we spoke with James Kerwin and Kipley Brown on Monday evening. Both of those were great. And
they
were
real fun.
And then let's see. I also got started working on the outline for Fires of the Phoenix, and then I realized, you know what? I'm just burned out. Fuck all this. Then I started playing Stowe, and I literally played Stowe for the rest of the week.
Yep. I want to clarify something Sun asked in the chat room. She says, I thought Continues had 3 episodes already. They do, Sun. The Kickstarter was for episodes 4, 5, 6, and 7?
Yes, 5 and 6. And then if they hit 225, it'll be 7.
It'll be 7. And also an engineering set and a planet set, so they can start doing shows that aren't all on the bridge there.
Yeah, and they've gotten both the engineering set, which I'm happy to see, as well as the planet set, which I think is a first in terms of privately held. I think it's the first time someone's actually going to end up with a planet set.
Yeah.
So how about you? What did you do this week?
Well, besides work, then doing our
raping, pillaging, the normal.
Not in that order.
The normal. I like you, Mike. I played a lot of Stowe. I got into the.
Am I still here?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Okay. The lovely Kelly just walked in the room and tripped over the log.
Hi, Kelly.
Morning.
She said, "Yeah."
So what I ended up doing is I played a lot of Stowe. We'll talk about that in a little bit, because I've even against Al's kind of advice about starting a new character, I kind of started a new character. So I'm like, I wonder what's gonna change now. So, yeah, for you guys have got to listen to the supplemental log with us and Al Rivera from last weekend. We talked a lot about the 5th anniversary, some of the stuff that's coming up. He touched on a couple of things and then laid that little, he floated that out, wouldn't you say? When we talked about, I said, so what I might want to do is start a new character. He goes, yeah, I thought about doing that too, and then realized I wanted to wait and then he left it hanging, right? Then he's like, no, so I'm going to wait to start a new character. And I thought, okay, well, there was a hint. That means that they're going to go back and change some more stuff
which they always do anyways.
They always do. And so, but I'll talk about that more when we get to the Stowe portion of it. But there's also a really fun question that I wanted to be able to talk to you guys about today too. So, but if you think of anything else that you want to talk about, Nick, about Farpoint that you want us to know, you just jump in.
All right.
So let's start with a little Star Trek news.
Star Trek news.
Remember a long time ago, there was the Kickstarter for the Scanadu?
Yes.
It's done.
The Kickstarter or the device?
The device.
Ah, nice.
The device is...
Scanadu, dun 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 dun, Scanadu. Yeah, we are here in Scanadu.
I was going to let you go.
Thank you.
That was awesome. The
you.
device is ready, but it's currently undergoing FDA approval process, which is remarkable.
17 years later, we're going to see it.
It's remarkable. The
It
device,
looks so small.
It does, doesn't it? It checks your blood pressure, your EKG, your O2 saturation levels, and your blood pressure, which is pretty damn cool. And as far as I'm concerned, if the FDA gives it the approval, it should be a device that should be in every first aid kit.
I don't know. It looks like a choking hazard. I'm just saying.
It's pretty tiny. It is pretty tiny.
That is cool. It looks smaller than the one that McCoy had in TOS.
Right. It does, but it's pretty damn cool, and I'm excited for that because yet another piece of Star Trek technology.
Right on.
Made it that has become real. Like.
New Star Trek products are coming in soon.
As for products that have come in, there's Funko has got it down. This company knows how to do plastic right. They do the pop vinyls.
Yes, I am familiar.
They have the new how do I call it? They're like retro EOS action figures. Have you seen these?
As soon as you share the link, I will.
I will. Okay, I will. Good point. There you go. So these are retroactive. They're like retro TOS action figures, and they're perfectly not perfect. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, I want them.
Aren't they great?
Those are like the Star Wars figures.
I was
when they
thinking the
first
same
came
thing.
out.
Yes,
the original
very, very
Star
much
Wars is like that kind of. Oh, that is pretty snazzy.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Uhura looks like a dude.
Well, that's what's so funny about them, right? Because they're like the retro. They're purposely not great, right? They're purposely kind of bad. Look at the point on McCoy's head.
So I don't see a reference to how big they are, but I'm assuming they're 2.5, 3 inches?
6 feet.
That's some huge packaging then. I'm just saying. If there's
Good luck trying to get it out of the package, Mike.
Yeah, but good luck getting it into the car.
It's not coming inside. I'm just going to have to create a diorama outside on the lawn.
Christmas time, you can put it up.
Who needs a manger?
It's, as they put here in the IO9 or in the Toy Box article here, they said reaction can be hit and miss with the fine line between faithfully capturing the retro Kenner aesthetic and horrifyingly cheap messes looking at you. Reaction Firefly, but I think that these Star Trek figures are the first since the Alien reaction figures that pretty much nail the old school Kenner style. So that's really what they're aiming for, is they're aiming for that Kenner, that cheap ass look of toys. But I think they're kind of cool. So yeah, check them out.
Well, why not? I mean, everything seems to be rebooting or going retro, and this is just more of that. This makes me happy. Gives me the warm fuzzies inside.
Warms the cockles of your heart?
Yes.
Nothing better than hot cockles.
Yes. I like hot chocolate. I mean, hot cockles.
I love the little Avenger pugs. Those are cute. People putting more GIFs in the chat room.
Book news.
IDW is coming out with a couple of new comic books, Star Trek comic books next month, and May, I think. Be March. Nope, May. IDW's number 6, which is the photo comic books that are being done by John Byrne. They're TOS comic books, but they're created using photographs from the original show.
Yep.
New Visions.
Isn't that Borg cube from Star Trek Online?
Oh, the sphere?
Yeah. The sphere. Did I say cube?
You did.
I can't tell circles from squares anymore.
It just you're working too hard, Mike. And then there's also another Star Trek JJ Verse 5-year mission coming out. It does not have a title I can see. I think it's just called 5-year mission. So
interesting. And Spock is wearing his lava suit that we saw in Into
but
Darkness.
There's a background of Vulcan and Uhura in the background, so something tells me that, maybe Uhura goes to meet mom and dad.
Oh boy, that's gonna go over well.
A new coffee mug. We talked about another coffee mug that came out a couple of weeks ago, but this one's different. This is a ceramic coffee mug that, like the other coffee mug we talked about before, is a travel mug, but it's also ceramic. So the when you pour hot liquid into the coffee mug.
So you're saying the ceramic coffee mug is ceramic?
Well, the other coffee mug that we talked, I know that wasn't very clear, was it? The coffee mug we talked about a couple of weeks ago was not ceramic.
It was
Was it that plastics?
The heat changing.
The heat changing plastic weird. This is a ceramic one, but
This
Enterprise.
one's ceramic.
This one's ceramic. Yeah.
So you're saying it's made out of ceramic?
It's or porcelain if you want to talk about it. Stoneware.
Isn't that like a clay-like substance that you throw in an oven to temper?
I believe the term is kiln, Mike.
Kiln. Good one. We try to be informed.
Terry's giving us the look.
Yes.
I'm actually laughing my ass off because I totally deserve this.
All right, please continue.
No,
so you're telling us about these ceramic coffee mugs, Terry?
The ceramic coffee mug with the
Made
travel
out of
lid.
ceramic.
It has a plastic travel lid.
Does the plastic change it?
So now it's
color and
plastic.
heat?
No, just the part. That's just that little part. Just the lid.
Oh, just the lid is plastic.
Just the lid is plastic.
It's not silicone.
I don't know about that. I doubt it. Can you heat silicone and drink out of it? I don't think
Mercury? Is it made out of mercury?
so. A lead. Why don't we just make it everything that?
With an asbestos top. You know what, Squirrel? I've been
What
watching...
the fuck did Sunsail just put up?
I don't know, but I have to look now. What, Mike? What were you
I've been watching a lot of Batman from 1966, and I have to say, everything that Batman pulls out of his utility belt seems to be made out of asbestos. It was like, oh my god. Yeah.
How funny.
Okay.
Well, for a long time, we thought asbestos was the miracle thing, right? That road to hell.
Yes.
Always the road to hell. Well, either way, the Enterprise appears on it when you put hot liquid in it, guys. Okay?
Oh, so it's also it also changes.
It changes color.
Heat reactive.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been 26 years since A Measure of a Man came.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
I
I
know.
just saw a new version of that last week on Naughty and Never mind.
No, not playing with the rulers, Nick.
Oh,
No
yeah, I saw
more
the Bonnie
Fantastic.
Rotten version with Brandy Love. By the way, if you're so inclined, check out the works of Brandy Love. She's quite talented.
I'm sure.
By the way, quick horn squirrel. I had
Okay.
not watched Boogie Nights in forever.
Oh.
And so I watched it this week because it was it was on TV. I love IFC because they don't cut anything.
Right.
And they don't edit for time either, which makes their schedule totally fucked sometimes.
Right.
But I love that channel because you can just put stuff on and
So
God,
Boogie Nights was on it?
Sarah Silverman's so pretty. But yeah, Boogie Nights was on, and I had forgotten just how unbelievably dark that movie really is.
Yeah.
I remembered the humorous parts and all of that, but when I rewatched it, I was like, I totally did not remember. I remembered the William H. Macy killing his wife and then himself, because that was kind of a pretty outstanding scene, just the whole framing and filming of it and everything and all of that. But there's other parts that I had forgotten about, and I was like, oh my god, how did we not all need therapy after seeing this movie?
Well, I kind of did. But you're right. It really is. And that's why it was such a powerful film and why it was so successful. Is
And
because
it really does capture that industry as well.
It really did.
And the other side of it was I had forgotten just how amazing Burt Reynolds was in it.
Yeah, he was great. Well, that's the one thing that, because we have only that history of, some of his more comedic roles, that you realize how, stereotyped actors can really be.
Yeah.
And you don't realize, why did they make it to begin with? Well, they made it because they had fucking talent.
His history is a really interesting one, too.
Very interesting.
Why is Sarah Silverman being slapped by a kid?
Sunseal's trying to tell you, snap out of it, Nick.
Okay, but by putting Sarah Silverman on the GIF, that's not going to make me snap out of it. That's just going to make me stare at Sarah Silverman. and Sarah Silverman taking it rough style, you know. Okay, now I'm snapping out of it. Kevin Spacey's giving me the stink eye.
Yeah, that's great.
Alrighty then.
So it's ceramic, you say?
Yes, why, yes, Nick, it is.
Fascinating.
Oh,
and my apologies to Al Rivera.
Yes?
I had to go into work unexpectedly when we were recording that interview.
We told him.
Okay, yeah.
We told
By
him.
the way, he wants to come back for another interview, just to hang out, to talk comics with you. So no excuses.
He has to bring Amy, though.
I think he would. I think
that can be arranged.
Yeah, he wanted to talk he just wanted to sit and not talk about Star Trek Online per se, but talk about Star Trek and Star Wars and comic books and Marvel and DC. And
well, Al, since I know you listen to us, you'll be happy to know that yesterday Tim Ross gave a huge shout out to Star Trek Online and the voiceover work he's done with there and the story arcs, and particularly he told the crowd that if they haven't played it, they need to play because, in his words, the animation is unbelievable.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so he because he was talking about different things he's done, voiceover work and everything, and he saved that for last.
Nice.
Right on.
And gave a shout out to Star Trek Online.
There really wasn't a whole lot of news today, but there was a couple of little bits I wanted to get out there today, and that was StevensPointJournal.com did a real quick interview with John Jackson Miller, who recently, who just wrote, or I should say, they just published his new tie-in novel, Star Trek tie-in novel called Star Trek Next Generation Takedown. And if you want to watch it, it's a real sweet, it's only 3 minutes long. It's a great little interview with him talking about the book. It is not. It's a local newspaper.
Oh, okay.
From Stevens Point. So he got interviewed by his little, by the little local newspaper, which I thought. But it's a great little interview. They also attach a link to an interview he did with Dark Horse and for his Star Wars work, because John Jackson Miller's mostly known for his Star Wars work. But so far, I'm about halfway through the book right now. And when they say...
How are you enjoying it?
Well, how do I say it? I'm thoroughly loving the book. And all I have to say is I'm very, very glad that the book has a prologue that it does. Because if this book did not have the prologue that it does, I would be flipping the fuck out.
Oh?
I would, yeah, because you know how I am about about Riker's character, right? You know how I am. You don't fuck with Riker. Riker is so fucked in this book. It's not even, oh my God. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. But it is a real tete-a-tete between him and Picard and,
Titty-tit?
Yeah.
What?
Tete-a-tete?
Oh, tete-a-tete.
Titty-tat. It's a real titty-tat with Riker and
It's a yin and yang thing.
It's a yin and yang thing.
So I'm having, it's very, very tense because there is some shit going on, and Riker is making the Aventine do some things that are blowing your mind. You're just like, what the fuck? What?
He's not fucking with Ezri, is he?
Oh, in a big way.
I can't read it then.
Well,
I will have to find John Jackson, Jeremiah Smith.
But what I'm saying is you have to just read the prologue. No, really, you do.
Not going to happen. Don't fuck with Ezri.
Well, she's great, right?
Of course she is. She's Ezri.
She's great. And
great
you just have to fucking read it. I can't give it away. I am not going to spoil this book. All I know is that it's really great. It's really tense. And it also kind of really touches on what would happen if Riker the Admiral has to turn around and tell Picard the captain, shut up, you don't need to know. Well, of course, what does that do to Picard, right?
Maybe Picard should leave his little comfort zone and accept the Admiralty.
Well, that's the thing, is he knows, you know how Picard is, right?
Don't get me started on this, his refusing promotion, because you know how I feel about that.
Oh, I do. I think, well, the way they've got him written right now, I mean, they've got him doing things that I never thought he'd do anyway. I mean, that fucking Crusher and having babies, I'm just saying.
He's fucking Crusher, all right.
But, now that we have whatever. So yeah, that exists. But it's an interesting examination of what would happen if Picard was told to butt out, right, by an admiral. And
did you see my tweet that just got retweeted by Sunday G&T, Terry?
No.
A Klingon in Stormtrooper armor just licked my Romulan tattoo. I told you, weird weekend.
Okay, then.
He did, too. He just leaned right down and put that tongue right on it. And
Was it ceramic?
It was ceramic, yes. Very well played, Michael. But the
Well
Klingons didn't wear their tutus this year, so I was a little disappointed in that, over their Stormtrooper gear. Yes, there's a real crisis of identity for the for the Klingons here at Farpoint.
We are complex
It sounds a
people.
little odd. Okay. Hello?
Yes.
Hello, we can hear you.
Oh, that was
Yes.
weird. Okay.
What?
Sorry, guys. Yeah, you can cut that out, Mike.
All of a sudden we hear, hello?
I think that I just turned down my, I don't know. The volume control on my mic is in a very unique place, so it's not uncommon for me to turn it down by accident.
Yes, been there, done that.
Shall we just start right off the bat with a Las Vegas update?
Are we still talking Vegas, right?
We are.
Talking about Vegas.
Yes.
You're coming to Vegas, right?
Star Trek Las Vegas may take place every August, but on this show.
This is where we hang out the rest of the year.
Exactly.
The crew has been fatigued now from so many months in space, and they need to take a break. The landing party has been down to check out the terrain while the crew gets ready to play. They say there's only plant life living on this lovely rock, but a rodent appears wearing a vest.
We'll talk a little bit about the Star Trek convention now that Nick is at Farpoint. Well, a couple new people have been announced. I don't know, did we know Jerry? We knew Jerry Ryan was going to be there, right?
Oh, we knew Jerry Ryan was going to be there.
And Carl Urban. And then this week, both Rod Roddenberry and Burt Beltran were announced. The 2015 official Star Trek convention in Las Vegas.
Chakotay's going to be there?
He's going to be there.
Wow.
He was there last year, too, right?
I want to say 2 years ago, maybe 3.
Oh.
It's been a while.
That's cool.
The day of his appearance has not yet been announced, but he will be signing autographs and doing photo ops as well. Rod Roddenberry will be there and will also be in the vendor's room at the Roddenberry.com. I don't even want to call it a booth. What would you call the Roddenberry.com?
The Roddenberry.com
The centerpiece?
island? Yeah.
Island is a better way of putting it, yeah. It's a big
Kind of
area
in the
where-
center of the vendors area. Would you agree,
Right.
Mike? Because it's always in that same spot.
Yes, it's like the most prominent fixture there.
Yes, it is a big area where you can purchase pretty much anything.
You have no choice. You have to go around it.
Yeah, you do.
There's just no other way. It's like if where you're heading is on the other side of it, you're gonna go for a walk.
Yeah, because it's in the middle, and the first couple of rows, like where we are, which have partitions, and then you get to this where it's the bigger open area, but it's right there in the middle of it, and like the Ferengi are around it, and Barry Jenner, and Admiral Nechayev.
Yeah, the individual actors in their little tables.
Yeah.
Which is nice because when we first started really attending the Star Trek convention in Las Vegas, those tables for the actors didn't really exist. You know, they didn't have a place, and everything was it was just a pain in the ass, to be honest with you. So they've come a long way.
Yeah.
In that regard, the vendors room is really becoming a great place to be. We're looking forward to being there.
When I go to Vegas,
again.
I don't think I ever leave the vendors room.
Seriously,
You do to smoke.
Yeah, so because I have no other choice
Right,
on that
kick
matter.
your butt. Yeah, I'm going through the list just to make sure that there wasn't anybody kind of. Sometimes if they're added and they have like something that contracts them to be higher up in the list, they might appear. Tim Russ, Perry Farrell, Casey Biggs, Foreign Arms. The Rat Pack is back.
Rat Pack's back tonight.
Still no real. I mean, William Shatner, Carl Urban, Jerry Ryan, Walter Koenig, James Darren, but a few people from DS9 and nobody from TNG to date. Interesting.
I wonder if they're going to be going to shore leave again.
They didn't go to shore leave. They went to some
Kentucky.
They went to Kentucky.
Wasn't it in Louisville?
Yeah. So I don't know if
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of arrangements they may have already made, or who knows if they're still in discussions. But nobody from TNG yet. I'll tell you what though. Even if they don't appear this year, they better be there next year. Just saying that Creation's got to do something to make sure that they appear next year. 50th would be a real bummer if they didn't. But they've always had a contentious relationship with Creation. Not that's kind of publicly known. Kind of a shame.
Yeah.
I want to play Star Trek Online.
Engineering here. Warp engines are online.
Course laid in, Captain.
Engage.
Your ship.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Your crew.
Move out.
Your destiny.
News out of Star Trek Online, which is kind of, a lot of what we talked about with Al, which was funny because Al couldn't talk about the command ships because he knew they were going to be released in 48 hours after we talked to him.
I think it was less than 24. I mean, it wasn't very long.
It was like, God, if we had only just waited to talk to Al until after the Tier 6 ships were released, it was like, shit. But the Tier 6 command ships have been released. Here we were trying to get Al to say something, but he was still under a non-disclosure on it, so he couldn't say anything, and it kind of sucked. So that part of our interview kind of sucked because we didn't get to talk to him about them, but they're pretty.
Not disclose.
They are pretty.
Are they?
I love them. Don't you?
I haven't gotten them yet. I don't know.
Well, I haven't gotten them, but have you seen the pictures of them?
I've seen photos, I think.
Oh, okay. See, I have to admit, one of the Klingon ships kind of looks like a blood-sucking kind of parasite.
Okay.
Well, it does. You haven't seen it yet, so I'll put the link into the chat room this is for the Klingon ships, and and you'll see what I say. That there's the one that looks like the parasite is the Taigokor class. It's just got these two big fangs that come out on either side of it, like these proboscis, and then they.
It's the one that has some girth to it.
Yeah, it's beefy. And yeah.
I'm not very impressed with that particular one, the Taigokor.
Well, I was just saying, it looks like a bloodsucker, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does a little bit. The Enquat,
yes,
that is interesting, but I don't know, too many sharp angles.
So you like the Klinsai class? That is actually kind of pretty.
Klingza.
Oh, thank you.
It's named after a game. Oh. It's Klingon chess, I think, or checkers. But
okay, that's kind of
that
fun.
one. That one I can get behind. I like that one.
The Tier 6 Federation ships. Now, what's kind of cool is because you can hybrid these out, right? You can take one piece and twist it and make it look like another. Each one has its own set of make them look very, very different. They all, you can change the nacelles, you can change the skin, you can change the secondary hull, like you can with any ship in Star Trek Online. The Federation cruisers, they came out with 3. These are command vessels, which means that there's a command boff seat for your bridge officers who have a specialization in command. And the Concorde class, the Geneva class, and the Presidio class. As you can imagine, the Presidio class made me weep with joy. And the reason why is if anybody knows what Adam Isle did for me to create what I call the Determination class, is very reminiscent of the Presidio class. It's a beautiful ship, kind of a rounded arrowhead design. And boy, I think she's pretty. I can't wait to get my hands on that ship. The thing is you can buy the set of 3. So you can buy a set of 3. So if you only play Federation and you don't want to buy the Klingon or the Romulan versions, buy the set of 3 for I think it's $60, so 6,000, and buy all 9 ships for $120, which is getting like 3 ships free if you play all the characters. If you play Romulan and Klingon and Federation, you get 9 ships for $120. It sounds like a lot, but when they charge $20 a ship or 60, then it's actually a break on the price. The Romulan ships, I don't know if Nick, you've had a chance to see these, but I think they're beautiful.
Yeah, I saw them.
I thought that middle one, which is the Vastum class, that is a sexy motherfucking ship. That is that is pretty. That is a really pretty
That
thing.
is nice.
So there's 3 more. There's the Baratan class or the Baratan class. The
That
Daihu.
looks like a vicious raptor right there.
Doesn't it? And
it
a
looks like it's
Vastum.
going to eat your face.
Doesn't it? Yeah, it does. And it's got the swept back wings, which is what a real bird of prey should kind of really look like as it's coming in for the kill. You know, when it pulls its wings back like that. Just beautifully done. Congrats to the team at Star Trek Online for designing some pretty amazing looking ships.
And from what I understand, they're not ceramic.
I'm going to pay for this all day.
That one was Mike. I just want to point that out.
I'm going to pay for the problem is, Nick, you know I deserve it. You know I deserve the harassment. I really do. So I can't say anything. All right. Well, first, these 2 last things with Star Trek Online kind of go hand in hand. And that is right now, boy, when does it end? There is a 15% bonus sale on Zen, which, you know, again, through February 15th.
It ends at 9 a.m. this morning. So by the time...
that's fucked up.
It'll be over before the show.
That's sorry guys, because although the bonus sale works, but I think the first time buyers pack is still good. Let's look, because if you buy Zen now, and I don't see a date where this ends. If you buy Zen now, you automatically get put into your promotions tab in the Zen store, what's called the first time buyers pack. And it'll be a great little thing for characters who need a 10,000 XP boost and a couple of other things. Let me put the link in the chat room. The link will be in our show notes. I don't see an end date on this. I'm sure there is one. I just don't know when and hopefully it didn't. The system was activated on 12/12. Zen purchases through Steam do not qualify.
I think this is an ongoing thing. So anytime if you're a first time buyer, that means the first time you purchase a Zen from this point forward, and I think it's from this point forward.
Okay.
You automatically get this.
Okay. Then it shows up in the promotions tab after about 15 minutes after you've purchased Zen, because it did for me. I bought Zen this week because I took advantage of the sale, and it contains 3 master keys, which is about $120 each, right? $125 each. So that's $3-4 right there. It contains a large XP boost for, characters, which is useful now for anybody who is still leveling to 60. 1 research and development pack, which again, that's another $3 value, and a ship pack that contains a shuttle, depending on which faction that you're in. So it's either going to be the Federation Yellowstone shuttle, the Toduj fighter for the Klingon side. And if you're Romulan, you would get the Yellowstone if you're affiliated with the Federation, or you would get the Toduj fighter if you're affiliated with the Klingon faction. So, that was kind of a surprise to me, because after I purchased the Zen, I didn't realize that this pack was in there. I just happened to be flipping through the Zen tabs because I was, like I said, I was kind of starting a new character, and it was there. I was going through my legacy unlocks to get the tribbles and other things that I can throw on my characters to begin with. There was this pack, and I was like, it said available. It wasn't like, oh, gee, you have to spend. It was available, and you can just claim it. So I was able to get all that nifty stuff for a baby character.
Right on.
Which was fun. Oh, all right. That's kind of it for the news. It's good. We got through it in the first hour.
Right on.
So Nick, what are your plans for Farpoint today?
Let me see what's going on. Well, I'm going to try and get some of the interviews in. Poor Janine Spenlove. She is so tired.
Oh, we love her.
Yeah. I would go see Mark Okran, but,
Tell our listeners who he is.
Mike.
Yes.
Tell to our listeners who Mark Okrand is. He's like, I don't know.
Isn't he the guy that designed like L-Cars and 1,000 other things for Star Trek?
Actually, no.
Oh.
It's okay.
See,
Mike Okuda. Mark Okrand. Mike
Okrand did the Klingon language. Mike.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Wow.
He's tired.
No blood wine for you today.
Not at 6 o'clock in the morning.
You can harass me for ceramic things all day, but I'm going to get you for that one all.
Yeah. There's a panel today called Part-Time Writer, Full-Time World.
Okay. What's that supposed to be about?
Part-Time Writer, Full-Time World.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
There's another one exploring Star Trek comics.
Cool. See, the thing is with Farpoint, not unlike the Shore Leave, they really focus on the written and the comic and the other. But Farpoint isn't just about Star Trek, correct?
No, it's general
geekery.
General geekery, yeah. Like they had hold on, let me pull up the thing here. Let me pull up the schedule. Yeah, like they had a panel on Big Bang Theory, must see DC TV. They had one on Make Mine Marvel, just about the Marvel movie universe, which is really cool because it had like Peter David and a bunch of the guys that have written for them on it. I'm laughing because Terry saw a meme that I found that I put in the chat room.
And I know you don't mean it, which is what's so funny about it. No, keep moving. Just keep talking. Keep talking.
Steampunk costuming in the U.S., writing the sequel, which I didn't get to see that one. I don't remember why. Farragut Films is here.
Yay, Farragut Films. Is Dan Collis and Eve there, or other reps?
Other reps.
Okay.
Yeah, no Eve. I wouldn't be on TV on the show today if Eve was here. Knocking
Eve
on the door.
is a wonderful lady.
Are you up, Eve? Eve, are you awake?
Eve, are you awake?
Keith DeCanado did a self-defense class.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
It was hilarious because he's doing it, and this little girl of 3 years old just walks through the middle of it.
Oh, that's adorable. That's fun.
We're like, yeah.
And
he's teaching us how to protect ourselves from 3-year-olds now.
It's a fan-run
yes.
con too, so I'm sure it's very family-friendly and oriented. And
yeah, it very much is. And they've got stuff just for the kids and videos playing and all of that. But what was really cool is there were some people here for the party last night in Star Blazers costumes.
Wow, that's pulling it out. I mean, that's been a long time. I don't know very many people who even knew of that show.
I know.
God, when was that? The 70s?
Yeah, late 70s, early 80s. Because I was in grade school, so yeah, it'd be 80.
And for go Google it, people, because it was it was hard for me to see because it really didn't play on our a regular channel. Yeah, you had to. If you were lucky, you got it. If your public television might have picked it up. Sometimes the Japanese cartoons for me would be picked up by public television.
Well, for me, it was mind-blowing because it was the first truly episodic cartoon I ever saw where you couldn't miss a day.
I guess you're right. Yeah. I didn't even think about that, but you're right. This was about and it was the big
Space
starship
Battleship Yamato.
It was a space battleship. It looked like a huge boat.
Well, it was. It was the U.S. It was the USS. The Battleship Yamato that was sunk during World War II that they made into a spaceship. And it was fucking awesome.
It was fucking awesome.
It was last year or 2 years ago, a live action version came out that I've seen, and oh my god, it was so faithful to the cartoon. Yes.
Oh, I have to see that because I never did see that. That's cool.
It was never released here, so only in Japan. But you can find the DVD, I think.
Wow, that's kind of cool. I wonder if you can get it with Is it? I'm assuming in Japanese.
It's subtitled, yeah.
It's subtitled. That'd be cool.
Star Trek Ball!
All right, you guys, I have a question for you. When it was a tweet that came out from StarTrek.com yesterday, which I thought was probably one of their best questions. StarTrek.com always does the polls. You can always go to StarTrek.com, and in the lower right-hand corner, there's the polls that ask the question of who would be almost, and to a degree, almost like a Life Pod 1 kind of thing. Who's your favorite such and such, or who's your favorite? This question actually took a lot of thought for me. And the question was, what would James T. Kirk's favorite movie be? And I thought, well, there's a unique question. I don't think anybody's ever asked that or even thought about that, or, maybe a fanfic writer may have, but I haven't read the response to it. So I thought to myself, what would Kirk's favorite movie be? And then it kind of went on to other questions. What would other Star Trek characters' favorite films be? And I had to think about that. And my response was I kind of thought that maybe it would be something akin to The Great Escape.
I was thinking Master and Commander.
Something that deals with tactics and kind of cerebral thought.
Or
I even
his
thought
favorite
Red
movie
October
is Dirty Dancing. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner. Oh my God. So I thought to myself, what do you think? Ask everybody in the chat room too. If there is even a character, it doesn't have to be Kirk.
Jessica, stop it. I realize that you're snowed in and going stir crazy, but stop it. 50 Shades of Grey and Brokeback Mountain.
Space Jam.
Ooh, Brett, good answer. Casablanca.
Yeah.
That's a fine answer.
That is a fine answer. And when I think Kirk would, But again, I mean, Kirk is the Kirk that we know and love, the Shatner Kirk, who is a thinker. He's a thinker, right? He's a poker player. He's a chess player. He's a tactician. And I mean, even I would see him as an adventurer. So I thought, God, I like Master and Commander a lot, Nick. I think that's a great answer.
Good fellas.
Now, Mike.
Yes.
What would say Worf's favorite
Worf's,
movie?
yeah.
I mean, knowing that the idea of sitting down
for
for
Worf,
2 hours,
maybe 50 Shades of Grey.
or would it be Klingon opera? Would he rather just sit in a theater and watch Klingon opera?
Midnight Cowboy. I'm walking here.
What would your favorite character's favorite movie be? I'm not sure. I would love to hear other people's ideas. Like for Picard, what about Picard? See, what's fun is that you could see something like Paris. Paris, you could throw any kind of bad B film, right? Like Them. He would love that shit, right?
Oh, I love that movie.
Seriously, he would. If you were going to hang with Paris who brought movies to the Voyager to begin with, which was always funny. I loved the scene with him and B'Elanna in the holodeck in the movie. She goes, so let me get this right. We're doing the 3-dimensional
I know what Worf's favorite movie would be.
Oh?
Braveheart.
That's not bad. Gladiator's another good one that Brett just said.
That's
I don't
really
think
Tombstone
good one. Because that was Alexander's thing.
Yeah, but he could have come to appreciate Tombstone from Alexander. A father and son type of thing.
And Deanna would like any Western.
Because of her pops.
Because of her dad, right. And any of the Hopalong Cassidy serial movies she would love. And how Cassidy got her name, if you didn't figure that out by now. So,
I just had one. Crushers would be Sound of Music.
You know what? I think Crusher, close. She would definitely like a musical, but I happen to think that she would probably something along the lines of Chicago.
No, that's too...
He's a jazz dancer.
See, but I think the whole sweeping and the Von Trapps and the getting away from the Nazis and all of that would appeal to her more.
No, that's a good question to ask Gates McFadden. So somebody get on that. Ask Gates McFadden, what would Crusher's favorite movie be?
Tim Russ has a 3 o'clock thing again today. I should ask him, what would Tuvok's favorite movie be?
Do it.
Picard's favorite movie would be X-Men.
There you go.
He just loves the bald guy in the wheelchair.
There's something about that character.
Something about that Magneto guy. Very interesting.
Yeah. I
Wait,
think I'd want to hang out
didn't that
with
have
him.
ceramic bullets in it?
Wow.
I think we know the title of today's show. God damn it.
Today's title is God Damn It. Wow, that's a radical departure.
So there we go. I know it already because Alan and I still have the joke about the They Might Be Giants song called Sapphire Bullets.
Yes.
And if anybody doesn't know that song, you don't have to hear the whole song. Just go find the lyrics, start snapping and read it as if it was beat poetry, and your whole life will be changed. I'm just telling you. Sapphire Bullets. And so that's what Ceramic Bullets of Love. So we got Picard. We already know. I said even a John Wayne film I think would be Deanna's. What about Geordie? What would Geordie's favorite movie be?
Something stalkerish, so I would go like Rear Window.
You know what?
Zodiac.
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Something stalkerish. All right, what about Barkley?
Oh, Christ.
The Matrix.
I was thinking Charlie of the Chocolate Factory.
18.
Well, he would probably want to live a fantasy through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the 18 might not be a bad...
He would really like that Murdoch character. Wesley's would be Stand By Me.
No, I mean, it's got to be...
Wesley's would be War Games.
You think?
Nerdy kid, computers.
Yeah, because he's so smart, I think that he would probably like something else. I think that he would probably like...
Star Wars?
Or maybe even Lord of the Rings, or not even that. I mean, what was the movie with that just came out about Stephen Hawking or something like that? He might like something.
The Theory of Everything.
Yeah, he might like something like that. I think maybe, or maybe even something. He also has that sensitivity of history too. That we learn more about him in season 7. You know, when he finally decides to give it. Well, are we talking pre-Traveler Wesley or post-Traveler Wesley?
Yeah, because the Traveler, I'm sorry, I know this is like heresy to say, but the Traveler has always reminded me of a kid toucher.
Ew. Yeah, no, I never got that impression.
Oh, I so did.
Ew, that's creepy. No.
There's just something so... Would you like some candy? About him.
No, I did not get that.
No, that's serious. I'm not. I wish I was joking, but he's always.
I know.
Me
I
out.
know that's how you feel. I never got that impression.
He's
that's
always creeped me out.
That's sad. Oh, but Sunsail had a great one. She thinks Barkley's favorite movie would be The Secret World of Walter Mitty.
Oh,
I agree with that one.
I thought that was a great one.
Here's one for you, Dr. Bashir. Discuss.
Oh, what would his favorite movie be? He would like a big sweeping epic like Lawrence of Arabia or Gandhi or something like that. You know, some big political epic.
I don't know. We saw the kinds of things that he liked on his holodeck adventures. I mean, he was James Bond.
That's what I was thinking.
Episode.
Like something.
Yeah.
You know, he was the bomber guy with with.
Do you think he would just flat out be a Bond fan? That those would be his favorite films?
I think that would be the big one. I mean, the whole spy espionage. I think he would get a dig out of like the Bourne Identity. He would get a kick out of those spy thriller type of films.
Yeah, you're probably right. But isn't he already kind of involved in Section 31? Oh, in the books he is.
He wasn't at the time, so it depends on what time frame we're looking at.
See,
if we're
that's
talking
the other
about
thing.
now, then he'd probably want to get away from that.
You know what? I'm going to say that his is like the old Fess Parker, Davy Crockett stuff.
That would be O'Brien.
No, the O'Brien would be the Commitments. God, I love
do you
that
think?
movie.
I love that movie too, but I was like, do you really think?
He was so great in that movie.
Yeah, he was. Here's the thing, though. Okay, now I got to put a rule in. It can't be involving the same actor. It just can't. It's just as fun.
By the way,
yes,
great movie, Squirrel.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Copland?
No, I have not.
This was one of those movies that I had heard about and just somehow never had the time. You know what I
came
mean?
out
It was
several years ago.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say like 10.
Yeah.
And it stars Sylvester Stallone in an incredibly understated performance. Like really super understated. And Harvey Keitel and Ray Liotta. I mean, you're talking a real, who's who here. And it was an indie film where all these big time stars just got the union minimum to be in it because they all love the script that much.
Wow.
Yeah, highly recommend that movie.
It was good.
You know me. Can I handle it?
Yes.
Okay.
Annabelle Sciorra's in it.
Interesting. I remember when it came out.
Would you agree, Mike, that Sylvester Stallone is almost I don't want to say mute, but he's so understated.
That's good.
Yeah, he wasn't the flamboyant,
Yeah, no, he's an older guy who's a sheriff in a town that they call Copland because it's all cops that live there. So really, how dangerous is it? The biggest things he has to put up with is somebody complaining that somebody else dumped trash in their trash cans. But then things happen.
Interesting. When kind of bringing this back, Sunsail said that she felt that Naomi Wildman's favorite movie would be Idiocracy. And I'm trying desperately to figure out why. So Sunsail, give me a little bit of background as to why you think Naomi would think, not to say...
it's not Naomi.
It's Naomi Wildman. Why Naomi Wildman's favorite movie would be Idiocracy. Not to say that there isn't a good reason, but I'm just dying to hear what that is from her. I'm really afraid we have Batman and Superman arguing in the chat room right now.
Yeah, the Justice League is here.
Well, they kind of both left, so sayonara.
Kind of think it was the same person logging on first as Batman and then as Superman, because if you look at how it went...
No, there was at a point when they were both logged in together.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
What else?
But I think Superman logged in response to Batman.
What the hell is going on?
What about Cisco, Nick? Would it be something like the Lou Gehrig story, or...
No, I think it would be something...
Like 40,
like 42,
like 42.
If it was if it was television, I would say the Andy Griffith Show.
No.
But, you know,
I think
the reality of his life,
things that he said, I think it would deal more with black culture.
Yeah, I think 42 he probably would really like, or
yeah, 42 I can definitely see. I'm trying to. Something along the lines of 42 or The Color Purple, or you know what I mean, something like that,
or the Tuskegee.
Oh yeah,
the Airmen. I think that's probably pretty on point. Would love all those, but he's also a politician and a tactician. So I could see him.
Brett, good one. Field of Dreams.
Oh,
but see, you can't be a human being and not tear up in that movie. And motherfucking Ben Sisko don't cry.
God, he really doesn't, does he?
Then he cries, but not that. Here's one for you, Garrick.
Oh my God. Okay, people, we need help with this one. What do you think Garrick's favorite movie would be?
The Usual Suspects.
My gut instinct was two movies. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Great Gatsby. Those two just popped in my mind as soon as you said Garrick.
I think The Usual Suspects, because there's so many twists and turns and misdirections and all of that kind of thing.
I would say yes in one regard, and yet at the same time, Garrick can be a surprising sap.
That's
right.
True.
And I think that
something in a John Waters, perhaps.
I'm thinking something, or even more base than that. If there was if he could just sit and watch like Warner Brothers cartoons all day, he would. You know,
I see that. To me, that's Tom.
I mean, he would have to be something. I don't know, like maybe even John Waters. He would have to be, or something horrifically romantic.
I don't see Garrick watching horrifically romantic.
I do, in a secretive kind of way.
Ducat, I can see doing that. She loves him and he doesn't love her back.
To sit down and say that Ducat's favorite movie is Love Actually, that would be fucking hilarious.
Oh, here's Jessica had a good one. Garrick, Memento, or Rashomon.
You know, and also Raw. And any of the Kurosawa films I can see. Yeah, good call, Jessica. Good call. Yeah, those are really great. So we've kind of talked about, what about Kira?
That would be The Great Escape.
Yeah. And Dax?
Dax.
Jadzia.
That would be the sappy love story.
It really would be, wouldn't it? Jadzia would totally do the...
Goodwill Hunting.
Goodwill Hunting?
Mm-hmm.
Really? For Jadzia?
Mm-hmm. Because of the brains and everything involved, plus the romance and the sappiness.
See, I thought The Quiet Man.
Oh, that's nice. Wow. Ooh.
Yeah. I could see her getting, just a big grin on her face. And she would probably have it playing in the background while she's playing some kind of a board game or whatever. Terms of Endearment. Oh, God.
I get kicked out of that movie.
God, I hate that movie.
I get kicked out of that.
And he's like, why do you hate Terms of Endearment? It's so good. I said, because it was no better than a Disease of the Week film on like after school project for ABC. It was bad.
The after school specials were the shit.
And Terms of Endearment was an after school special, not an Academy Award winning, just with bigger stars. And it was still really bad and sappy. It was like Patch Adams for that generation. Okay. Rom, he says, Sunsail says Rom's favorite movie would be Forrest Gump. I can totally see it. And Quark, The Wolf of Wall Street. No, I don't think Quark would like
would be Cocktail.
He does have his eye on his own little moon, after all.
That's funny.
So there is a parallel to, the whole island thing.
Very true. I think Quark would think Wolf of Wall Street's a tragedy.
Bermuda,
don't you?
Bahama, come on pretty I'm sorry, what?
What was that, Terry?
Social Network.
Yeah, because it's a success, right?
Yes.
Wolf of Wall Street would just be like Hamlet. It would be a horrible tragedy for him.
Because I don't think Quark would get the drugs and all of that, because that's so antithetical to the way he is.
However, anything to make a buck, I guess.
Boy, that's really tough with his character, because remember their reaction to smoking, so I can't even imagine how he would react to the coke and the amphetamines and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a lot of that movie.
Yes. I don't know. Quark would be an interesting one. I think he would find the movie annoying. I think he would find movies annoying. Like, why would anybody sit and watch?
Science meant to make money. funny.
And they're two-dimensional, and it would just be like,
They would
why would I be
detract
watching?
from his holosuite business.
Yeah.
It would be the competition.
He would totally be annoyed by it. He would be looking at it going, how can I make this into something I can put into my holosuite? How can I take this as he wouldn't learn to appreciate the story of it unless it would, you know what I mean? It would all just be, how can I get around this?
It would be like, I think Quark's favorite movie would probably be, you know, a variation of Debbie Does Dallas, you know, the Orions.
Oh, dear God.
The slave girl thing.
Chakotay's would be the right stuff.
You're probably right.
Oh, I nailed that one.
But he's also, isn't he also,
Don't piss all over my right stuff.
The Mohicans?
No, I don't think, as much as he's about and has the Native American, you know, the kind of background and stuff like that, he's also a, what's his specialty, which we learn about with the...
He loves the history of space exploration, which we learned in that one episode where they find the old, the first... from Mars. I just think the right stuff would be...
come on, Terry. What's the name? It's like one of the scariest movies in my life.
Alien?
No. Now I'm going to have to... No, what was it? What is his background? He has
ceramics.
a specialty. Huh?
His background is in ceramics.
Isn't he an archaeologist or?
It's like an archaeologist, but it's
an
something
anthropologist
else.
or something.
An anthropology, right? No, what's the movie came out in the 60s, early 70s? It was one of the first where the virus kind of takes over.
Andromeda Strain?
The Andromeda Strain. I think the Andromeda Strain. I think he would really like that movie. I don't know why. It's just for some reason I always thought of as him as having that kind of, you know, liking the idea of something along those lines where the resolution is something, one of the first things with the resolution of a science-based thing would have been really
Tarzan.
Did you say Tarzan?
Yeah.
I did say Tarzan.
Don't say all.
It'd be the whole
Grand
anthropology thing.
As much as I appreciate The Princess Bride, the rule is the actor can't have been in the film. So there you go. So it's not like, you know, James T. Kirk can really like any other movie with Shatner in it kind of thing.
Oh, so you can't like the negotiator commercials?
There's something about that Priceline negotiator that really appeals to me, and I can't figure it out.
Yeah, I think that's a good rule. Just cause. Otherwise, it's just too easy. It's just too easy. Oh, look, what movie are they in?
I spoiled it with that X-Men comment, didn't I?
You did.
I just ruined it.
In Star Trek actor news, Chase Masterson had a small but fun part on The Flash this week.
Yeah, she did. We all watched it. Did you watch it, Mikey?
Flirting with Jesse L. Martin.
I know. Turning it on sharp.
I almost half expected her to like beat someone over the head at one point, but you know, I was kind of disappointed that she didn't.
Well, there's still something about that. I'm sorry. I think we're going to see more of her because they found the blood on the wall, right?
Yeah, that's true. And she's living there now.
And she's living there. And why would she just put paper over a blood spatter instead of having the blood splatter cleaned? There's something more to her. And why would she keep the mirror? Why do you estate sale my ass? She's there for a reason. I'm wondering if they're going to bring her back.
I love Jesse L. Martin on that show. And the look on his face when she flirted with him.
Yeah.
God, that was hilarious.
Yeah. And totally believable. I would totally jump in too.
When Barry was getting ready for his date and he kept changing clothes and then he didn't even look up from the paper. If you change clothes one more time, I'm going to shoot you. I just busted out laughing.
It was a cute show and I was glad to see Chase on it. And I really do hope that we see more of her because I thought her character was kind of, she's there. She lives there. They're going to have to go back to the house. And, you know, a little love interest for him may not be a bad thing. Just saying. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was fun. Not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter.
Agent Carter
was fun. We only have one more episode. Two more episodes left.
That was a pulse pounder.
Oh, I know. It really was good. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming back.
Angie is the shit.
Yeah, she is. But she's
when
she
started crying.
Oh, I know. She was great. You really are a good actress. Fun show. All right, so kind of getting back to the last question, I want to go back to we don't have really. We believe it or not, folks, we actually had a list of the episodes we were going to start talking about over the course of the future of the show. Kind of get back to where we were, where we could talk about individual episodes and kind of get into them. Then we were going to rotate them around with a life pod, which we haven't done in forever. So I'm wondering, do we have time to do a life pod?
Yeah, we've got time.
Nick, are you up for one?
Yeah, let me think of something here.
I know.
I had suggested something a few weeks back.
Which one?
Oh God, I have to remember now. But it was guest stars from like a season of a series. For instance, we can pick 5 guest stars from, say, first season of TOS, and from there, who would we take with us?
We could just make it wider. And okay, so guest stars. I'll name one, right? And I will go with Admiral Jellicoe or Captain Jellicoe. So Ronnie Cox.
Terry goes right for the Cox.
It's my job. So that's what else? Who else do you want to throw into this list, Mike?
King of Jordan.
King of Jordan. King Abdullah.
Does it have to be a speaking part?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Forget Abdullah then.
Does it? No. Okay, so scratch Abdullah.
Jason Alexander.
Oh my God, Mike.
I'm thinking.
Tony Todd.
Frank Gorshin. One
think.
more.
Oh,
Look, Mike hasn't had one yet.
Go ahead.
Welker? Peter Weller.
Oh, Peter. Oh, wow. Good pull. All right, so we've got Peter Weller, Tony Todd, Frank Gorshin, Jason Alexander, and Ronnie Cox.
No, we don't. What role specifically by those actors? Some of them have had multiple roles.
Oh, you're right.
So we pick a role because we're saving the character, not the actor.
All right, he's got a point.
Well, I think Tony Todd would be Kern because that's what he was on most as.
Yeah, Kern.
Jason Alexander was only on once.
And
that was part of the think tank, right?
Yes. Frank Gorshin was only on once.
And that was...
Let that be your last battlefield.
And Peter Weller was only on, once, and that was Para Prime.
Yeah, and...
See, the problem is that we have... Are they all? No, they're all not. Well, I think we all know who wins, right?
Wait, who gets booted, you mean?
Oh, who gets booted? Yeah, that's different. Because you're going to end up with like 4 villains, 3 villains and a good guy. Okay, wait. Are we talking about pre-mind wipe Kern or post-mind wipe Kern?
Pre.
Okay.
Because then he never kills anyone before supper, while eating supper.
Do you want to add another one in here, Mike? Because we can always kick off, we can always make it a 1-seat bigger life pod.
No, I'm good.
What else? Who we're missing? We're missing one. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, go ahead.
From Menagerie, Vina. Yeah, I think that was her name.
Susan Oliver, yeah.
So, but which one of her characters? Because she was on more than once too, right?
No, she was only on
Vina.
Once.
And what was her character's name again?
Vina.
Why did I say...
From The Cage and Menagerie. Maybe that's why you're thinking she was on more than once, because...
Yes,
she played multiple roles in that.
That's true. Oh, okay. So we have a life pod, and it has 6 seats. You have to drive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have Captain Jellicoe, the Jason Alexander character from Think Tank, pre-Mind Sweep Kern, Frank Gorshin's character from Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, and Peter
Susan
Weller's
Oliver.
character from Terra Prime. God, these are a bunch of really fucked up people. I'm just telling you.
And Susan Oliver.
And Vina from The Cage. All right. So, Mike, who do you kick out first? Really, it's coming down to that. Like, oh my God, there's a few real assholes here.
The one that I least know who is Frank Gorshin. So I'll leave that.
His character was, Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, of course, was the black face, white face characters where they were black on one side, white on the other. And he kicks out Frank Gorshin's character from Let That Be Your Last Battlefield. You put up with a Peter Weller character?
Yeah, that's a mean dude.
Well,
although he would be offset by Kern.
Yeah, Kern would keep him tied up in the back. I guess, I don't know.
And Jellicoe.
But
Jellicoe
Frank
would
Gorshin's character, his name is Belle, B-E-L-E. Belle.
Thank you, Bella. Interesting. And can understand. What about you, Nick? I mean, the Jason Alexander
Now,
character.
is this Vina as she really is, or Vina as the Telosians presented her?
I would say she really is.
Then Vina gotta go. Well, no, because she's so disfigured and everything, and she really couldn't do anything. Remember, they put her back together, but not really well.
Sad. That's sad.
Oh, believe me.
And you would rather
if it was
put up
Vina
with
as
the
they presented
dickishness.
her- If it was Vina as they presented her, there's no way she's going.
God, you are such a
she was,
what?
She
Because
could
she's
help out in a
disfigured,
lot-
she shouldn't stay. And you
No,
would keep
because
like
she's lithe and small, and she can help out in getting into tight places that maybe you'd need to go.
You frighten me.
As well I should.
The
Kuros was the Jason Alexander character.
he was a little annoying, but he wasn't so bad. Usually Jason Alexander gets these roles where you just want to rip his face off, and he's had worse characters,
Yeah, that's true. That character in Pretty Woman was pretty despicable.
And I'm trying to figure out the Peter Weller has
Jellicoe you gotta keep. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
That is a no-brainer. And Kern you have to keep.
Kern,
That's a
you got to keep.
no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer. Oh my God, could you imagine? Well, it's like I've always said, Kern as Jellicoe's first officer. That's like with Pulaski as the doctor. I want that ship. I want to be on that ship.
Yeah, I would serve on that ship.
And Kern gets better in the books.
Yeah, he does. Now the Peter Weller character, though, Terry, he's a brilliant guy. He's just got some personal issues to overcome.
Yeah, he's the representation of the fear of the unknown. He's the representation of what really would happen, and it's a damn fucking shame that we didn't get any more Enterprise after that, because they really started to investigate what would have made the beginnings of the Federation so amazing to watch.
Mhm.
Because his character, and for people who didn't watch Enterprise, the Peter Weller character was this kind of evil guy who uses, and as terrorists can be, just really dumb ways of trying to make a point, and then it ends up kind of blowing up in their face.
I don't think he was evil.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. He's terrified.
Yeah, his intentions, I think, were
fear.
They were
Intentions
motivated. They were definitely motivated by fear. But I mean, I think his heart was in the right place in some aspects. But it was like he was totally backing the wrong side.
Well, there's the thing is that, see, I have always believed, and I will always believe, that evil is unchecked fear. That is the definition of evil. Is somebody who cannot get over their own fear and uses it to harm others. That is, to me, the very definition of evil. And I see this person as a truly evil person because he can't get over his own fear. His own fear has become so part of his existence, and the idea that aliens would somehow even influence Earth. And yes, absolutely, this is a person who's coming at it from a realistic, or, and everything he does is understandable, which makes him all the more terrifying, right?
Oh, fuck, I just thought of a great actress that we didn't.
Ross pointed out he does threaten a baby. Yeah, that does make it evil.
And he would, without and left to his own devices, he was going to kill more, and would have happily killed more to keep from having to deal with what he perceives, and what was alien influence of the Earth. Go ahead, Nick.
Joanna Cassidy as T'Pol's mom. Damn it! I wish we'd thought of that earlier.
You know what? What we're gonna do? We'll have to do another one with
family members.
With family members or mothers.
Oh dear God! Because there's one that just screams out right away.
Family members and mothers.
And I think I know who I'd be leaving right away.
And it's funny, is I think
Mud's
even Troy
wife.
would. Oh.
Fenton Mud? Or whatever.
It's Fenton's wife. Fenton Harcourt Mud.
Yep.
Harcourt Fenton.
Harcourt Fenton Mud. That's it.
This is what happens, folks. This is what happens when you drink from ceramic. That's all I'm going to say.
And I am today. I am drinking from my ceramic Enterprise mug today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's too funny, Mike.
That ceramic shit'll rat your brain.
Rat my brain.
I went all Goodfellas on you there for a second.
Ever since I can remember, I wanted to be a good feather.
Okay, he doesn't have that accent, okay?
I know, but that's why I was doing the good feather. I was doing the birds.
Dare you.
I know.
Dare you.
I would have a very difficult time. See, I would make Kern sit on. I'm looking for his character's
Peter
name,
Weller.
and it's pissing me. The Peter Weller character, because he fucking freaks me out. Because he would.
I think you have the hardest time arguing to keep Ina.
Other than the fact that she deserves to live because she wasn't so bad.
But if you're on a life pod, you need everybody that can contribute.
We don't know what she can and can't do, because you just get the reveal and you don't know what she's like as a person. I'm just saying. Jellicoe's in. What's Jason Alexander's character going to do for you?
The guy's brilliant.
He's an inventor.
That's true.
Although
it's one of the smartest minds in the galaxy.
Sun did make a point earlier that if you left him behind, he can invent his own way off of the ship.
There's not enough time. Sun is just Sun is talking like a person with a paper asshole there.
And she left the conversation. She probably didn't hear you say that.
Thank God.
No?
Because I would pay for that.
Yeah, you would. You would.
There would be a meme thrown my way real quick.
You probably still will. I'm kind of with that. I've come down to it. I'm kind of with Mike on this one. I can't see where Bella would be a very big assistance.
Okay, so don't keep somebody who is healthy and strong and fairly young, but keep somebody who's disfigured just because.
Again, there's nothing that says her brain doesn't
you
work.
suckers all die. I'll bury you.
All right, I'll take that one. I'm just saying. I think that if there's no proof that the Bella character can do anything more either,
overcome survival.
No, not really. You'd be surprised what people can do just by offering assistance by what they think.
Yeah, she can think, "Wow, I'm a worthless lump of flesh that can't do anything."
Oh my God! No, she could think of things to help you out with. Right? This
From
is something
how she's lived her entire life in captivity. She has nothing.
A unique perspective.
Oh, for God! Yeah, that's gonna help.
Because
with
all
building
I'm thinking
shelter.
is that all Bella's going to be thinking about is how much hate he's got for his other brother. I mean,
No, because that guy's not there. He's fine. He doesn't have that. He's fine.
I'd rather have somebody who's nice that you can talk to than a douche.
My God.
Hey,
Well, that's
there's
okay. You talk to her as you freeze to death. I'll be with Bella and the rest of the gang building a nice shelter with fire. Plus, you got to take care of the. Oh, never mind. I was gonna throw something out. You got to take care of the cripple. Now you're even pulling away more resources.
You know, it's so funny. I love it when you actually start to beg for hate mail.
I know, right? But you do. You have to take care of her, which is drawing more resources.
See, this is the thing with Romulans. They're always thinking about themselves.
No, we're thinking about being pragmatic and survival.
They're not thinking about helping others.
What? It's going to take you too long to get her in the life pod. You'll all be dead anyway.
Hey, but Jason Alexander could probably invent something to help her get around. I'm just saying.
He's going to look down at her because she can't do anything.
He might actually be able to rig something up. I'm just saying.
See, we don't know. She's been hanging out with the Thelosians or whatever their name is for how long? She may have a seat on his think tank.
She's been in a zoo. She's been a specimen for them to look at.
Yeah, and they've been taking care of her, and they respect her to a point, you know. So I think that she's more one of them than.
Oh God, no! My eyes are bleeding. There's actual plasma leaking from my eyes at this point.
Oh, you're too funny.
Well, G&T fans, write in. Let us know if you would keep the cripple who can't offer anything, or the strong, strapping young man who can add to building your shelter and hunting and all of those things.
We really want to hear what you have to think about these. Jellicoe, the Jason
Jellicoe's
Alexander.
a no-brainer.
Jellicoe's a no-brainer. Jason Alexander's character from Think Tank. Kern, of course,
Kern
Tony
is
Todd's
a no-brainer.
Frank Gorshin's character from Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, which we believe is Bella.
Yes.
Peter Weller's character from Terra Prime and Enterprise.
The hell was his name?
I was looking it up, and the problem is that because he played the Admiral in Star Trek Into Darkness, now it's all coming up with that, and it was hard for me to find, but it's his Terra Prime character from Enterprise, and Susan Oliver's character, Vina, from The Cage. Want to hear who would you kick out, and for what reasons? Are you going to be pragmatic like Nick? Or are you
our fucking audience will do whatever the opposite of what I did is, just to be that way.
I'm saying it was a pragmatic choice. I'm not saying it was done because you were heartless or cruel. I'm not.
No, if she kept her young,
if she had the ability to be
athletic form,
and not because
Jason
it was
Alexander
beautiful, but because it would be more physically able to deal with the challenges of trying to survive.
Exactly.
Even though you have a warp capable life pod. Do we have a warp?
She did say that everything worked. You know, she did say everything worked.
In the fantasy that they had constructed, remember the reveal when, like, the one shoulder was at a 90-degree angle from the other.
They didn't know what a human looked like, but everything worked.
Mike, have you ever seen a hunchback try and pick up something and carry it?
I'm just saying,
everybody
if
would
I
think
was
Venus
given the
smuggling
opportunity,
turkeys out of the
if I had to choose between Stephen Hawking and the Bella character, I would take Stephen Hawking because the guy can fucking think. I'm just saying.
But again, it comes down to how much energy and time and resources do you have to expend to take care of that person?
Why do you
would have to put one of the other survivors basically on 24-hour Stephen Hawking care. So you've gone from
and I would
5
totally
down
do
to
it.
3 now.
Not necessarily. There are still some technological advantages we would think that we would have in the Star Trek universe.
We have
the
never done
replicator
it with
being
the
one of them.
technological advances in the past. You're just trying to make a point for Vina because, oh, God forbid we get rid of the woman.
No, I was actually trying to say that I happen to think that a nice person with a brain can actually be more advantageous than an asshole who would just serve a purpose except for to destroy everything you're trying to create and be self-absorbed and just so he's no more useful than somebody who's actually trying to help.
But he doesn't have
help.
that anymore because the other dude's not there. Remember, that was his whole reason of hatred. Now
there you have a point.
He's it. He's the the superior
and
sire.
Ross puts it all together. The real question is, does Venus still have nice boobs?
Oh, for God. See, even I didn't go there.
Gingy, I love you. All right, Mike, what kind of announcements
do we have? She's smuggling turkeys out of the back of her jacket with the way those shoulders are drooped.
As God is my witness. Mike, what announcements, my dear?
Send your hate mail to Gettysburg 7 on Twitter. I've got one coming for you, Nick. Anyways, let's see. We got the 2 supplemental logs. Check them out. James Kerwin, Kivley Brown, and Al Rivera. So make sure to check those out. We also have Blood of the Near. We're still casting, I do believe. Gates of Sto-vo-kor. Our first episode of season 3 is out. I don't know.
It's okay. You've been working hard. You also did Tales from the DMZ.
Yes, that is out and available.
And what else we have? We've got a YouTube channel. So please go ahead, follow the link, the link on our YouTube channel for our wonderful channel that Mike and Jespa have worked very, very hard on getting some of our older material up onto YouTube. So if you want to listen to some of our older episodes, you can head over to YouTube now and listen to some of those supplemental logs that we've done before.
Right now, it's just the supplemental logs, but yeah.
And
the plan is to get more eventually.
And so please don't forget to like us on Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also listen to us on Mixcloud. And we have a Pinterest page. And on Twitter, you can follow us at SundayGNT. You can follow me on Twitter at TerryLynnS. That's TerryLynnS as in Sam. Nick, where can people send their hate tweets to?
At Gettysburg 7.
And sorry.
Thank you, Jespa. They couldn't figure out how to make her limbs work, but they gave her a decent haircut.
All right, Mike, where can people follow you on Twitter?
Ross quickly reminds us that the Blood of the Near logo contest is still going on, so participate in that. And I'm Ceridium STO, that's SORIEDEM STO.
Awesome. Now, we can go back a little bit and talk briefly about the logo contest. Where can people find information on how they can participate in the Blood of the Near logo contest?
I believe all the details are on bonromshow.com. There's also Facebook and Twitter. I think it's all Bonrom Show, BONROMSHOW.
All right. I think that kind of does it. Don't forget, These Are the Voyages Book 3 is now out and selling, and you can purchase it through Amazon.com. Don't forget, you can purchase anything at Amazon.com through the G&T show, and anything that you buy using our link helps support our show. We appreciate all of the support you've given to us over the past 4 years. We're looking forward to even more fun stuff in the next years coming up. Have a great one, you guys. Live long and prosper.
We're ceramic. Kapla.
Joel Untrue.
Music for the G&T show is provided by Warp 11, Andrew Allen, Grethor, and 5 Year Mission. This has been a Busy Little Beaver production.
Gonna take a 5-year tour. Boldly go where no man's gone before. Gonna travel to the end and make new friends. Move ahead, walk back to 10. Put a mini skirt on my yo man. Represent the human race. And with
Beam on down and meet some green girls. Gonna see what we can see. A fancy free galaxy. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Come and take a tour with me. There'll be no cons or Kobe.